What's up, guys? We are back. So I guess for our journey back.
So we ate Taco Bell. We got food. I'm a little low, so I'm gonna put my hand in front of everyone. That's right. You don't need to see all me. I'm too
good. So I want to talk about something we talked about last podcast. Can you guess which one?
What? What?
We were very serious with this conversation.
Oh,
we had when we first.
So it's not Kim sex. It's not the
Huh?
gay sex where you get drugged up and what's happening in Europe. Not that.
No, not that one.
Okay.
Not that crazy stuff. No, the whole 100 different types of genders.
Oh yeah.
So let's see what else we are. Oh my gosh, Jay.
Whoa, hello. Don't worry, I wasn't gonna run you guys over anyways because it was a red light.
It is like, what time is it?
You were to walk across the street, little kids.
It's 8 o'clock at night. Those kids are like 6 years old.
Yeah. I'd give them 7, maybe 8, maybe 9. The oldest girl's probably like 11, maybe 10, 11. Walk across the street. You don't run. Anyways.
All right.
I feel like we need to do a spin that gender.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna name off a thing and
A gender?
a gender, supposed gender, and you explain to me what this gender either is, well, whatever the hell you think it is.
Okay.
So cisgender.
Oh, that's easy. That's where you're like heterosexual.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you believe whatever you are that you were born as.
Right.
I'm a male, and in my mind, mentally, I'm a male.
And you want to have sex with the opposite sex.
That's for me, female.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. That's what we tell everyone at least.
Right. It's nighttime. You guys won't be able to see us really in the video, but hey,
You don't know what I'm doing? Oh crap! The lights up.
So
No hands.
yeah,
You don't know.
I know.
I remember. Okay, so when Josh got back, I can't remember if it was from when we went to Guatemala, or I think it was actually before that. We were driving. Oh no, it was because you guys got in that accident. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you skipped down on Disneyland.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man.
so we were driving
Yeah.
one time, and Josh is like, "Hey, can you make sure your hands are on the wheel?" And I go, "What? These hands?" I reached up and grabbed the roof, and he's like, "Jay." So, Josh, when you watch this, making fun of you. All right.
I remember that because he does that with my driving too.
Does he?
Yeah, he still does.
He
that.
goes Jay.
No, he doesn't go Jay. So what is cis-sexism?
Is that where you're sexist against other genders because you're cis?
Yes, in a way. So behavior that grants preferential, I can't even pronounce that, treatment to cisgender people reinforces the idea that being cisgender is somehow better or more right than being transgender.
Okay.
So I am cis-sexist.
Apparently I am too. And it's raining. Bring on the rain. Have you ever seen the rain?
No. No, I haven't. What's demi-romantic?
Demi-romantic? Is that where you're romantically in love with Demi Moore?
That is wrong, but I will approve it. It's little or no capacity to experience romantic attraction until a strong sexual connection is formed with someone, often within a sexual relationship. So as soon
Really?
as you,
So you have been okay. Go.
so I guess once you experience romantic attraction, then you're no longer demi-romantic.
So to me, that sounds like you've been like you have to have sex in order to experience romance. So you have to have sex with someone before you can have a romantic relationship with them. Talk about putting the horse before the cart, right? Or the cart before the horse.
um,
Man, be a lot of people in basements that don't get that can't experience romance.
right.
That's to me, that's just backwards. Like, how can you?
So what's gender binary? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just gonna say, how can you do that? But I got this. Gender binary. That means that you only are in. Okay, it's either one of two things. Either you are only believe that there are only two genders, or that. Yeah, that's I'm going with that.
You're on the right track. So you are that every person is one of those two genders. So I believe that everyone is at least male or female.
Right.
That's it. All right. Let's go down to what's gender variant.
I think that's where you're like, you don't know, like you know that you're not cis or in the binary, but so there's more than that.
Someone who either by nature or by choice does not conform to gender-based expectations of society.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to get past all your common one, you know.
Your commons, your normal freaks. See, so this I have such a problem with this whole idea. Because I agree that there are gender norms, right? That society makes gender norms.
Excuse me.
But I think they're based on an idea that was only prominent for like 10 years, you know? Like the idea, like a lot of people are like the 50s, I leave it to Beaver family, right?
Right.
Like to me, that was like a very short time when our society agreed with that, and it broke from that real fast. You know, because before World War II, yeah, women took care of the house. That's been a staple of the majority of human history and majority of human cultures, right?
Right.
But women did a lot. Like if you go to Proverbs 31, that woman that is the Proverbs 31 wife, she is an entrepreneur. Like she makes her own. She has her own business. And she takes care of the house. But that's not like that woman isn't just like she's a housewife. No, she runs the family. You know, like most women can do. But she's also an entrepreneur. She does her regular stuff and she has a job on top of that, where she makes money. And so like I think this idea, like this reaction, is against something that is not even a real thing. Because like in my house, my wife, she takes care of the kids for the most part. You know, I would say like 80% of the time she's taking care of the kids, and she does a phenomenal job. So if you ever hear this, honey, you do a phenomenal job, and I'm boasting about you. But like except for like the last, I don't know, 8 months, and then I'm getting back into it. I've done the dishes all the time. Every night I do the dishes. I do the laundry, like almost every week. And so like this idea that women just do the laundry, women just do the dishes, I think that is like this very 1950s idea, but in the real world, that doesn't actually work. You know, like I mean, take for instance when people moved out west. Yeah, all the women did was they were in the kitchen the whole time. I mean, they did nothing else. Yeah, that's a bunch of horse crap because they were out in the fields, they were mending fences when they had to.
There was multiple jobs that everybody had to do.
Yeah, you do to survive.
Right. So what if the man is unable to take care of things? Who does it?
Right.
Guess the wife can't do it at all.
Yeah, she just sits there and does nothing. I mean, how many times do we hear about stories about women going in, they have to make a living? I mean, back in the early 19th century, when they were doing laundry, like women were constantly doing like odds and end jobs, like doing the water or doing laundry for other people. I love the movie. It's probably not the best movie to watch, but Johnny Dangerous is a 1980s comedy with Michael Keaton.
That name
Hilarious.
sounds very familiar.
If you haven't seen that movie and you're an adult, something's wrong with you. It's a really funny movie.
No, that sounds. I think I've seen that.
Well, in the movie, it's a pure comedy, and in the movie, his mom, that's what she does. She does laundry, because it's just him and his brother, and the mom, and so she does the laundry. But that's women take on roles that they need to. Men take on roles that they need to. It's just usually men are bigger in body mass and strength, and so that's why they went out and did the harder jobs. Did those jobs that required them to go into the coal mines, to do these horrific jobs where it stunted their lifespan, but it was what they had to do. And like this whole idea of gender really ticks me off because it's taking away this idea that, look, we're in this together. It's not gender norms. It's you're a male, you're a female. That's who you are. Now, how are you as an individual? You might not. It might work for your family to where the mom works, because hey, dad, you might be an idiot, and your wife's really smart, and she can go get a good job. And you're gonna have to stay home with the kids. There's times when say a dad gets bummed up, and he can't work in that job anymore. Now he has to either go learn a new trade, or he's going to stay home and the wife's going to go do it. So, I mean, it just annoys me because it's like if you are just a little different than this perceived norm, then you must be non-binary. No, you're just not. This unrealistic idea, this worldly idea of masculinity and femininity. So, anyways, I just had a rant. So, yeah.
No, good rant.
Okay.
I applaud you.
Thank you. I will take your applause.
So I found some. I was searching a lot of websites, and from what we've discussed before, it's pretty much all I could find. And I can't really get past that. And it's weird because I was expecting Google to give me a whole list of 100.
Yeah.
But like what was being told, I'm only getting about maybe 50 different things.
Are they actually different though?
No. A lot of it's very, very similar things.
Right.
But they just want a different name. So
right.
How would you like to identify with it? Well, this one sounds cool. I guess I'll be this for a month.
Right.
Did I ask you what polyamorous?
Okay, I know poly, and I know ambidextrous. Is it something like that where you're multiple sexes?
Yes, but you're just open to have a relationship with multiple people at the same time.
Isn't that just like bisexual?
Yeah,
See, that's another thing that drives me nuts about this thing is
but not
is this sexual or is this like
well. Let's just
how
say
you how you
open to have consensual, or let me read it from the start instead of reading it from the middle. An umbrella term referring to people who have or are open to have consensually have relationships with multiple people at the same time. Okay, they wrote this so stupid.
okay, so you want to have a relationship with this guy over here and this girl over here at the exact same time. That's what it's not. Oh, I'm willing to have a relationship with the guy, and then I'm. So you're not
Just multiple people. I'm dating
Yeah.
multiple people.
right, right.
Monoamorous.
So if Polly's a bunch, mono must be one. You're only gonna have one relationship.
Yes,
There you go.
we are monoamorous.
Not together though.
Not together though.
Yeah, with different people.
Yeah, we're gonna clarify that right now. I mean, we're two dudes in a van, but there's nothing between us.
Right.
I mean, that could change though.
I don't care. But see, this is what drives me nuts about this whole gender thing, because for the longest time, right? The longest time, sex and gender were basically the same thing. If you were born a male, your sex was male, and you were a male gender-wise, right? Then they start changing it, and this starts happening like in the 1960s. It might have been the 50s, definitely the 70s, because that's when the homosexual psychologists took that off of their thing of mental disorders. So it's got to be like the 50s, 60s when the language starts changing. Fast forward to today, and it's always gender and sex are two separate things. Like they're making it so they're two separate things. But most of these gender identities revolves around sex, around sexual orientation. How you want to have sex. You want to have sex with multiple people?
Trans people,
Yeah, people that,
male to female, female to male.
yeah. It's really, who do you want to have sex with? So
Right.
really, gender and sex are, to them, identical. Which, that's what I'm saying. Like, gender and sex are identical. Oh. Sorry, dude.
All right, let's go to the. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's one of those words where I'm going to say it and you're like, oh no, that's this. I'm going to look like an idiot.
As usual.
Eraser? Eraser?
Is that it?
No.
Erasure?
Erasure? That's a new one.
E-R-A-S-U-R-E.
No, S-U-R-E.
What did I say? S-R-E?
E-R-E? A-R-E?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. What is that?
You erase it. So
No,
you're not a gender.
No,
What you are is I'm nothing. I'm erasing everything.
that's close.
Really?
I mean, you're in that kind of ballpark. So it's ignoring the existence of genders and sexualities.
I'm a freaking genius, man.
It's in the middle of the spectrum.
Oh. How is that a spectrum? You're off the spectrum at that point, aren't you?
I guess. So what's a
Same with asexual. that whole A whatever.
Oh, that was stupid.
That you're off the spectrum at that point. Well, I know. I guess you'd be like the far, right?
Extreme far.
Yeah, extreme far. You'd be the end of the spectrum,
Right.
teetering on the edge with everyone else.
So what about Kashyyyk?
Kashyyyk? Oh, I got this. So Kashyyyk, isn't that a Star Wars planet? So you are, and I believe it's the home of the Chewbacca.
Yes.
So the Wookiees. So you identify as a Wookiee.
Actually, I'm going to pronounce that as Sishet. I'm going to say, I don't know. It's just like the first one. It was stupid. But go ahead.
Okay, so this is my theory. You identify as a Wookiee, who, because you feel like you're from Kashyyyk planet.
That's not true. I mean, I guess what can stop you nowadays? Why not?
Yeah.
But I like that.
Racist?
I'll identify that for a day.
What is that?
Someone who is both cisgender and heterosexual. This is sometimes used as a slur.
Yeah, Kashyyyk.
Cishet? Cis. All right. What's Neutrois?
Neutrois?
Yes.
You self-identify as a neutron? Or you're neutral? You're neutral.
Yes.
You're gender neutral.
When you identify as a gender, neither male nor female, and or genderless.
Doing better. Had a misstep with that Kashyyyk.
What's gender apathetic?
That means you don't care.
When you really do not identify nor care about any particular gender. You're good, man. Yeah. You're fine passing off as whatever you really do not have an opinion towards your own gender. What's androgen?
Oh, okay. I know this, but I can't remember. Androgynous, right? It's like you're androgynous.
This term overlaps a lot between gender identification and presentation. It can be used to describe others and as an identification. This term is used to describe people who are neither male nor female or are both male and female.
Right.
Basically, anyone who does not fit into a binary gender category.
Right. So when you look at him, you go, that's Pat from the Saturday Night Live skit from like, what, early 90s? Where they're like, is he or she a male, female? And then like in the movie, like at one point at the very end, there's a guy that's trying to find out the whole time what he, she, it is. And then like at the very end, their pants come flying down and everyone sees it, but not that guy. And he's like, what is it? Like going away.
Nice.
It's a really dumb movie.
What movie is it?
Pat? It's a woman. So
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not. Is it pretty funny?
That's all right. But it's a woman playing looks like a guy, like your typical nerdy, fat, like short guy, and then its girlfriend is a guy playing a girl, and you don't. It's like what? Like you don't know what it is.
That's funny.
Yeah. There you go.
What's gray gender?
I think it's the same thing. It's like a gray Jedi. You're
Exactly.
neither the light or the dark. You're in the middle.
No.
Oh.
Somebody with a weak gender identification of themselves.
It's kind of rude. You're weak. You're gray.
Navi gender.
That's where they go, hey, listen. Hey, listen. That's a Zelda reference.
That's all they do.
That's all they do. They're like, hey, listen to my gender. Hey, listen to my gender.
It's like those when people that always talk about how they're vegan.
Yeah. Vegans.
I told you guys how I'm a vegan. A gender that is super complex and impossible to describe in a single term.
This is dumb. I'm way too complex for you. I'm Navi. I'm a knob gender. I'm just way too complicated. It's like, really? Because you're either a boy or a girl.
So what's I'm not even gonna pronounce that one. You know what? There's a lot in. I feel like the mother lode. Just
Oh, you finally found it?
stupidity. But I guess we'll save it for next time.
Alright. Yeah, because we're coming to an end.
So, you got anything else?
No.
Stay in school. Don't be a fool.
Don't do drugs.
And don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah, brown snow's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. But all right, guys. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. If you're watching it, awesome. If you guys hit the subscribe button, if you guys want to go ahead and see more videos, more of the podcast, and if you guys want to be notified of videos that are coming out, go ahead and hit the bell button and
Ding.
And if you guys want to go ahead and leave a comment in the description, go right ahead, or in the comments down below the video with your guys' suggestions, or if you guys have any questions that you guys would like to go ahead for us to talk about in our next podcast. But we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Take care, guys.